You're on the front row tomorrow.
Not necessarily, no.
What do you mean?
Well, we might have to qualify in the morning yet.
Oh, is that still an option?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Not if you look at the rule book, but they can change the rule book as they want, I'm sure, with regards to TV, like yourselves.
Are you blaming us for this?
Yeah. But,
I believe IRTA are having a meeting at the moment to discuss just that situation.
you know, the problem is it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And I was quite directly behind Miguel going down the straight, and you saw him move, 5-10 metres across the track and onto the grass, and it's not a place you want to be going. I went down there last year, so I know all too well how bad the crashes can be. The wind is horrendous, honestly. There's a few guys that still want to ride today, 3 guys, but if something happens, then we're going to all look like idiots because we wanted to ride, and it's not the place or the game to be all saying let's go out and ride for no reason as such.
I don't think you'll find anybody here disagreeing with you. We saw you in free practice 3 this morning with Fabio Quartararo kind of giving it this as well in that session. The conditions are just... I mean, it looks glorious now if you're looking at the shots of us, but the wind is just so gusty and so big, isn't it, out there? You're having to work out where you're going to get caught out and move differently on the track.
The problem was in FP3, it was raining as well, you know, and we had the slicks on. It was not... we just had to wait a little bit of time, but I think that they made the right decision red flagging it then, but they probably should have red flagged it in FP3 as well to, you know, give it 10 minutes. The argument is, okay, we sent Moto2 guys out there and they rode, but they have 150 less horsepower, you know, and they have a lot less wheelie. Sure, it's still dangerous for them, no doubt. So I think they've made the best decision for now, but tomorrow I have no idea.
Yeah, so sorry, Colin wants to come in.
Apart from the whole track, what are like the worst sections? Troy was just going over a couple of them, but
yeah, going into turn 1 and around, it's changed actually because it was more of a head crosswind, and now it's a complete crosswind. So when you come out of the hospitality units at the end, you can't enter the corner. Yeah. Turn 3 is exactly the same.
How about up to Ricky Heights as well?
Turn 9. So in the end, 3 of the fastest corners on the circuit. Yeah. I will say, though, the last corner is fantastic. So you get blown into it and you're out like a rocket.
Nothing wrong wide there.
But, yeah, it's a difficult situation. You know, one of the things we did say is, let's take the wings off. Yeah. But then you're wheeling into turn 1. You know, with these wings, they create a lot of downforce, and nobody wants to be locking the front into turn 1 when you've got a wheelie that's bringing you to the side. So, at the moment, there's no sort of compromise with regards to that.
I'm just hearing that they're going to assess the conditions in the morning as to whether they'll run qualifying then, so not going to know any more this evening. How do you feel about that?
I'm fine with it. You know, I think that they've made the best decision for today, and that's the priority and the safety of the riders. Obviously, it's a shame for all the people that have turned up today. It's a shame for the fans and the fans that are watching at home, but nobody wants to see anybody injured, that's sure. No. But we'll see how it is in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, this has been one of those tracks that's kind of been the best and worst for you, really, when we look at it as a general place. I mean, we all love watching Phillip Island because it just looks so spectacular. The racing's always really great. Obviously, we saw you have that incredible victory, but then also last year we saw you have that horrendous crash that could have been career-ending. So coming in on your first session, how were you feeling going out on the track?
Yeah, not good because it was hammering down with rain and I didn't want to go into turn 1 at all. I went straight, actually, the first lap. I thought, I'll bail out. But, yeah, it was... it's like I said to the guys in the commission then. I said, if you want to spend 16 days in that hospital I spent 16 days in, it says, all go out, but I'm not into it.
Yeah. Troy said, actually...
Have you got a race today?
We've got one more this afternoon, possibly.
Yeah, I'd can it, mate.
Yeah.
Troy!
Like I said before when we were out there, it was like light sprinkle, big winds, and I was thinking to myself, this is as bad as it's ever been for me. And like turn 1, for instance, you have to give yourself at least 3 metres, just in case you did get caught by the gust. And if you play the line and ride where you want to be, one gust, and we're seeing what happens. So yeah, really, really dodgy conditions, and yeah.
We've got some shots for you, actually, guys, to have a look at. These are happening right now. So these are the conditions out there on the track.
There's Valley.
Hang on a minute. We don't need to see the Valentino ahead. It's just We've missed that.
Hey, I got a
apparently.
question. On the rider meeting, all y'all went in there. Was this something y'all knew before, or is this Oliveira's crash that made y'all say, we need to get together?
Yeah, but I think they could see that, if you actually look down the start and finish straight, a lot of the people were looking down the start and finish straight, watching the bikes get blown across, even before Oliveira crashed. Then he crashed, and you saw the outcome, and then we got hauled in there. So
Okay.
Let's just back up there behind because it's raining. But just before we go, I know you've got things to do, Cal, so we'll let you go shortly.
Sure.
Would you say that these windy conditions? Would you say that the conditions out there are the worst that you've ever been out in terms of the wind?
definitely.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why we also saw. A couple of the guys said it wasn't. Considering we all ride together, it's strange that some say there wasn't. As I said, some wanted to ride, some didn't. And I think definitely the majority decision was to
I guess
stop
you can't
today.
tell us who wanted to ride.
I
You don't
won't-
feel
I
as though you
won't.
can.
Safety Commission's like an omerta, we will say nothing if we can. Some journalists will have it, I'm sure.
I'm sure they will. We probably can guess anyway. But one more thing just before you go. Obviously, it's late in the year. Every year we say this is a great track. Why do we have to come so late in the year? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, hopefully this shoves a bit of a rocket up them that they can then change it, because it's ridiculous that we come here at, as you said and as everybody says, one of the world's best circuits. And then we have to deal with this every year. I'm not saying that suddenly we come in the summer and it's going to be perfect. It could be raining as well, but at least we have a lot more of a chance for people here today to see a good race, and people at home to be able to watch a good race as well. So this is the situation, but they're not going to change it. We've asked them the last 5 years running. We asked them to change the time at first, and that was like we were asking them to own the circuit, and they don't want to change the time of the year that we race here.
Right, on that note, what are you going to do now?
I'm freezing, so I'm getting out my leathers.
Okay, I'll take that off you. Thank you for your time.